wrestling. Ain't no question, I'm trying to be a big name. Got them laying on the mat where I left them. Everybody want to be rich and famous. They want a house on the hill, no payments. I've been working hard, hear it in the dialogue. Figure for a leg like to anybody thinking that I'm wasted. Any of my time, better send a sign. Everybody telling me I'm crazy, but I'm borderline. Swear I got them killing shit whenever I decide around.
Slam Pigs Podcast / Future of Entertainment, Future Wrestling Podcast. We're doing a Mega Powers handshake. You can't see it, but we're doing it virtually. Another simulcast. What's going on if you're familiar with my channel? Hibicky TMD, welcome. Thank you for checking out here. Slam Pigs Podcast in the house. But that's not it. Let me make a hot tag to the other half. Future Entertainment, Logan and OJ. What's going on, man?
Welcome, everybody, to Future Entertainment / Slam Pigs Podcast, right here on Future Wrestling Podcast and Slam Pigs. And yes, Travis, we're back for another simulcast, and we did bring a guest tonight, and it is my co-host for the morning OJ with Logan Myers. It is OJ. Welcome, sir.
Hello, everybody. Happy to be here.
I know I am. I am jacked. I've been DMing this guy ever since I heard him on your show. Been bugging the shit out of him. Man, I got to get you on one of my shows. So technically, welcome to my show too, finally, OJ.
Thank you for having me on, Travis. Greatly appreciated.
You do not seem happy, sir. Is it been a long night of wrestling for you, sir?
A little bit, but we'll get into it in a little bit.
Of course. No. Travis, where can they check you out on all your social medias? Where can they find you?
As always, on Twitter at the Hibicky TMD. Hit that subscribe right down below. Hibicky TMD, YouTube, retro gaming, pro wrestling. Do right here with this guy, Hibicky Pro, right there, tying two worlds together with Logan. All the goodness.
All the goodness. And OJ, once again, thank you for coming on. Where can everybody find you on your social medias, just in case they're brand new and haven't seen this show before?
You can find me on Twitter at OJDeJuice. That's capital O, capital J, DAJEWCE.
Thank you, sir.
And you can also find me on the morning OJ with Logan Myers. Hopefully doing an episode soon this week.
Hopefully we will be. And as always, you guys can check me out on Twitter at LoganMyers144, and you guys can also hit that subscribe, like, and always enjoy the shows that we bring to you each and every single week.
Speaking of enjoying shows, that's become quite rare, guys. I don't think it needs to even be said, but I'm going to say it. When a WWE pay-per-view event comes around, it's usually a sense of dread, and I don't remember another era. I mean, and I've gone through, like, 2010, 1995, but this era is just the shits. Nothing has me hyped anymore, and I guess tonight's another reason why. Just a big 4-hour episode of Raw, in my opinion.
I can agree with that for some of the matches, and then some of the matches that we did get was big fans of, but yeah, this generation just, it's lacking something interesting and something that should not be missing, and I don't know what it is.
I do. It's called substance. They have succeeded in their goal of their quote world takeover, pal. They're making money hand over fist, and when that happens 9 times out of 10 in big business, guys, what does that big business tend to do? They get fucking lazy because they're content, and I feel like that's exactly where we're at. I'm not going to be a total negative Nancy. Refuse to do that. I try to go into these positive. There were some good moments. This wasn't a backlash, at least, guys. You know.
But here's the other thing. It really didn't feel like an Extreme Rules either. I mean, there's a lot of regular matches on this card. Few matches that kind of dragged towards the end. I felt that this was just a very average show. And, yeah. I mean, I paid $9.99 for the network. I'm not paying for just average shows. I want more than that.
Exactly. Do you guys think it's time also, especially in this Stephanie McMahon era we're in, where everybody's so sensitive now, obviously. If you followed my Twitter today, you've seen the result of that, but fucking, I think what needs to happen, I would rather there be no Extreme Rules show than just, hey, there's going to be some Extreme Rules matches, but not really. They're going to be filtered. They're going to be watered down. I would rather just fucking abolish it, do away with it, just make it, Battleground again, than just a cock tease of a chair shots, in my opinion. It's all or nothing when you do Extreme Rules. There can't really be a gray area,
Well, like, what was so extreme about tonight?
Kevin Owens getting thrown off the cage. Yeah, exactly.
That was it.
That's it. That was it. And even that, I mean, yes, it was a great spot. It was breathtaking. It looked like it hurt, but compared to what we've seen in the past, I mean, the bar's been set so high from Mick Foley falls and everything. Even that kind of, like a year from now in the annals of, folklore and canon WWE, will we really remember it that much as we do a Mick Foley fall? Of course not. Of course not.
Yeah. And then we're just, for example, I guess we can... Well, actually, the only other extreme thing we've seen was what kicked off the kickoff show in one of the matches was the tables match between the New Day and Sanity. But still, that was not even huge.
Right.
No, I didn't see this. I didn't see this match. So, who took the table spot?
Well, before we get to that though, we did have the rematch from SmackDown Live: Sin Cara versus Andrade Cien Almas.
Next.
Oh, don't say that, Travis, because actually me and Matt both said it was a really good match and shouldn't have been on the kickoff.
Logan, are you ready for something that might be a little scary to your health? Are you sitting down? You might have a heart attack from this. I watched the pre-show tonight. Can you believe it? When does that happen?
I'm gonna have a heart attack. I need to check my balls.
It's like I liked it, but it needed 5 more minutes. It just wasn't enough. Like, and he's got, these guys are capable, I'm sure, of tearing the house down.
Yeah.
Together.
Sin Cara is not terrible in the ring. I really enjoyed this match. SmackDown's match was a little bit better. It was more high-flying. They didn't really need to show us Kurt Angle throwing the first baseball in with the Pirates. That could have been for... That time could have been for Sin Cara and Almas.
Or, just put Almas on the fucking pay-per-view. You just brought him up. I mean, there's a thought, maybe. I don't know. Say love you.
I'm just saying, Almas has potential, all the potential in the world, but his first feud with Sin Cara, how many times have we said that? Sin Cara is always like the beginning feud for somebody now.
Yeah. I'll make a bold prediction. I bet Tuesday night, call me crazy, I feel like we're going to start seeing an Almas Styles program for the title. I think they're gonna swerve everybody and think that they weren't going to do right by Almas, and I think that really what's left for Styles right now, I think that's the perfect guy to go into SummerSlam with. Go do it now while he still has momentum from NXT, unlike an Ascension or Bayley where you waited way too fucking long to do anything and it didn't matter as much,
Well, with all the rumors of maybe Samoa Joe and AJ Styles, I don't know. What do you think there, OJ? Do you think they should just pull the trigger and put Almas and AJ Styles in the match?
I mean, I feel like it'd make more sense than him and Samoa Joe. Joe isn't even on the card tonight. I mean, what's going on with him?
Yeah.
A lot of guys aren't on the card because they're trying to focus on certain guys, and then...
But see, you take a big risk, especially in professional wrestling, and that's why, I know a lot of people get happy when, they have so much talent on this brand, and plus you got NXT. It's too stacked, and quite frankly, with wrestling, out of sight, out of mind. The second you're off TV for more than 2 to 3 weeks, the fans lose interest and care about you that much. You know what I mean? It's it's crazy how fast that can happen in wrestling for some reason,
But you can also spin that in a positive note. saying guys that aren't like take a couple weeks off or maybe a couple months off, it makes the fans think, oh, this is refreshing when they do come back. For example, everybody, the Usos got pushed to death in the tag team division. So did Sheamus and Cesaro. Now that they're not on the card, it's refreshing to see them, not see them right now, and then it will just be like, oh yeah, they're back when they do finally return.
I think they did it backwards with the Usos. I think they kept them on TV too long when they still had the Ultimate Warrior wannabe face paint, and it was cringe. And I thought within the year and a half they're consistently entertaining me. They're one of the best things on WWE TV. It's like, why? I get it, give the fans a cool off time, but don't wait too long. It just feels like they did the opposite. They should have cooled them off when they had the face paint. But,
I agreed on that one.
it's really tricky, man, and that's one of those nuances about pro wrestling that it's really hard to do. A lot of people underestimate for just a booking scenario, how to handle returns and shit like that, because you can really fuck a guy's career up or really make it prosper from one fell swoop like that.
Exactly. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what I'm trying to say here. For Almas, though, I will have to say, what does this do for him to beat Sin Cara? Everyone has. I mean, that Sin Cara was the very first feud for Baron Corbin when he won the United States Champion. We all know Sin Cara is not going to win, even though he did shockingly beat Baron Corbin, but this is not what they should do. They should not have Sin Cara win at all against Almas. And
real quick, sorry, Logan, in my chat, I want to shout out SnareX and Red Leaf Retrocast. Thanks, guys, for stopping by. And Red Leaf says, I see more extreme matches and a Minoru Suzuki match, beating up young boys and throwing chairs around, and I agree. Sorry, Logan. I just didn't want to ignore my chat.
No,
I always do.
Good.
I will say another thing too is, I mean, who the hell cares about Sin Cara in 2018? I think even if it's not AJ, as long as you put Almas in a feud with somebody that people care about, I mean, maybe it's Jeff Hardy, that'll help him. But yes, beating Sin Cara not going to do much for you.
No,
I think that's much for anybody. If we're being real. I mean, 2011 when he first brought him in, maybe it would have done something for somebody, but good God, that's it seems like so long ago now when Sin Cara was relevant.
Yeah, but even Sin Cara beating Sin Cara didn't help him.
No, yeah, totally. No, I mean, from what they were given the time here to get back to the match real quick, it's okay. It's what you would have seen on SmackDown or something like it was. I can't say it was crap because I mean they did the best they could, I guess.
For some reason, if they don't put Almas in a feud with AJ Styles, I have a funny feeling because October is rolling around. I have this funny feeling that maybe Rey Mysterio does return before SummerSlam and has a feud with Almas.
Isn't he just speculation now? Don't castrate me in the chat. Isn't he just waiting out to the All In show and then he's coming back?
Yeah.
Word on the streets.
But what if they twist it around and it's actually he comes back to feud with Almas going into SummerSlam?
That goes back to and I agreed with what you said, OJ, totally, about kind of an upper mid-card guy to elevate him first instead of ushering him right in there and with the main events. And I think Rey Mysterio not only has that, but he has that, quote, legend credibility, which would kind of make him the perfect guy. If they would actually put him over Mysterio in the end of the program, that's what they would have to do. Do we have enough faith in them that they would put Almas over by the end of the program? I don't know. That's the thing.
I have faith in almost just because of who's in his corner. Zelina Vega. Oh
Yeah.
my God, was she smoking hot in those gold pants?
You need to jump in a cold shower already. 15
Yes.
minutes on the show, Logan?
Yes,
All
I
right.
do.
Well, me and OJ will cover it while you get a cold shower.
I'm gonna go buy all kinds of bags of ice, put it in the bathtub, and then take an ice bath.
It's mental
Well, that
images
just
I
sounds-
never want to see.
That just sounds like torture.
Oh.
Speaking of torture, that took us to our pre-show panel segue. Renee Young, Booker T, looking 20 years old. Somebody's Botox injecting like a motherfucker. Sam Roberts and David Otunga. I mean, these panels are always piss poor. Let's be real. There's nothing to really get into about. There's something is off big time. Renee Young looks like she hasn't slept in 3 years. Booker T is all over the place. Sam Roberts spends the whole time plugging his own podcast, and I did catch Sam Roberts like throwing, "Hey, before Bobby Lashley came here, what you really want to say, when he was TNA champ, he was on my show, blah blah blah." I just thought it was good. Yeah, and then that led into what, Logan? The Sanity match then to top off the pre-show, which, man, it's really surprising that more people at these main roster shows don't at least react to Sanity somewhat. It's like they've never heard of these guys before. And over half of that crowd's watching an NXT show before. It's like, it's staggering. It's like, are we at the point now where fans are so nervous how these NXT call-ups are going to be? Like, we're frozen deer in headlights when they come out. Like, do I cheer? Do I boo? What do I do? Are they going to fuck them up? It's like fans are so confused now that nobody gets a reaction. It's just like, Jesus,
And this,
It's like they're holding.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's like they're holding their investment in.
Mm-hmm.
They're just waiting.
it's
Just
like-
waiting with bated breath.
WWE fans right now are like scorn lovers. It's like you get burnt in a bad relationship, you got to guard up big time after that, and you're never quite the same, and you come off a little standoffish. That's the WWE fan right now, because Vince and all those guys have hurt the fans' fucking feelings time after time after time. You take every top guy, and I don't mean to get ranty about it, just real quick, every top guy, you think about it, from NXT, literally, in the past 3 to 4 years, maybe 2 to 3 years. Where are they right now? Floundering in the mid-card, doing nothing.
Or not on the card at all.
Exactly. So the fact that Sanity gets no reaction, it's really, I don't want to say depressing, but it's like, man, that sucks, because I enjoyed the shit out of Sanity. I said it in the group chat earlier. I feel like not sending Nikki Cross up was a big time mistake. But she really was more of the heart and soul of that group than a lot of people, I think, noticed at the time. She brought it all together, man. She just gave off the vibe of, man, this chick is such a badass that she can be up there with the dudes and be like one of them. It was like, wow. It was like it was outside of the box thinking for a stable. And I appreciate that kind of stuff.
Even though the NXT women's division desperately needed her to be down there still, they definitely need her in that faction. And I think once they can call her up, I think she'll fit right back in.
Yeah. I don't think they'd see. I kind of disagree. They could have just did that program they did with Cross with Kairi Sane. Just tweak a few things in it. Like, don't have her, do the crazy shit, obviously. But that building from the Young Class, you could just wrote that out. If it just led to Baszler making Cross look like an idiot to take over anyway, what's the big deal? You were just, building up your champ the whole time. You could have really swapped in any quote top female babyface in that position. I feel like. And maybe we'd be talking about, maybe Sanity would have been booked higher on this card tonight if Nikki would have debuted with them on SmackDown. Who knows, though? You never know.
Yeah, you're definitely right. For me, Sanity and the New Day, this should be a this should be like a really good feud, and this should be like they should be focused on this. Because it has all the potential in the world for this, for these 6 men, and I like that a lot of people didn't like that Killian Dane's wearing a shirt now during matches.
Who cares? Really, it's not that big of a change for the character,
You don't think so? You don't think it adds a little something?
In a positive way?
Yeah, just a hairy-looking motherfucker. You don't kind of just stop and say, "Oh shit, this guy looks different than half the guys on the roster."
If you couldn't see the hair like burrowing through the shirt, then yeah, but you can still see it.
See, I haven't seen it, so
I know exactly what you're saying though. That throwback to that old disgusting type heel is thoroughly missing in pro wrestling. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because what was it? The oh god, WrestleMania, I think 33, when he was on the in the Battle Royal. Was it 33 or 32? Either way, I had never seen the guy before, and like right away, I stood out, and I was thinking it was actually
yeah, dare I say that body hair carried Albert through most of his career? That's what got him over the most?
Oh yeah, shave your back. That was a chant, man.
What do you think about the whole Nikki Cross sentiment, OJ? Do you think not bringing her up was a mistake, or do you think it's going to work out anyway in the end?
I'm not sure, honestly. I think that she, like you said, she added something to the group. From the little bit of NXT that I've seen when they were together, she was excellent. And the thing is I don't see, other than having a few matches with Shane here and there, I don't really see what's left for her in NXT.
Exactly. There's nothing.
I don't think they're going to put the belt on her. I don't think it's... you might as well have brought her up, honestly. She probably would have been a better addition to that SmackDown women's roster, too. I mean, that's pretty thin as is.
I'd like to see her challenge Carmella next. Play the mind games with Carmella. Obviously, I don't think they put the belt on her, but I think the TV would be entertaining. At least the build up to it, maybe.
100%. Yeah.
You know what, Logan? You know what we haven't had in WWE in a while, and I think they should do it going into SummerSlam. Why not take a risk? Why? It's better than anything else they're doing with both of these teams. Have for the SmackDown Tag Team belt Sanity versus the Bludgeon Brothers, and heel versus heel team. I don't think we've really seen in a program since the Shield and the Wyatts. How long ago was that?
Oh, a couple years now. To be honest with you, when the Bludgeon Brothers first won the Tag Team Champions, and this is before the debut of Authors of Pain, I actually thought that was what they were going to do, and switch it around and put Authors of Pain on SmackDown and feud with them. So, but I think for Sanity, that would be a perfect feud. I think they need the champions to become a little bit more relevant now, because Eric Young's taken too many pinfalls already.
Right. And this result was him putting Kofi, stomping him through the table on the outside, right?
No, elbow drop.
Elbow drop, yeah. I guess at least they got the win. If this was the blow-off, at least they got the win when it mattered, I guess, with the New Day. Is it the blow-off, though? Like, do you think they're moving on from the New Day? You think this might have been just like their tester to get them in there with like the quote most popular tag team on SmackDown? Get them introduced to the fans.
I think they need I think the SummerSlam, they definitely need a 6-man tag team, just a regular tag team match, and Sanity goes over, and then that's it. I want to see Big E and Killian Dane one-on-one.
Yeah. That'd be pretty hard-hitting. It'd be good. That was the pre-show, though, gentlemen. We've definitely seen worse pre-shows in the past. I mean, I wouldn't say this. Besides the filler, obviously, the matches weren't dog shit. They're passable,
Yeah. Definitely passable.
I just want to keep the excitement down for this great pay-per-view we're reviewing.
Yeah.
If you can't tell, we just watched a 4-hour WWE pay-per-view in 2018. I don't know what else we could give it away.
I guess we can move on to the very first match on the card of Extreme Rules, which was Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt defending the Raw Tag Team Champions against the B Team, Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel.
Take it, Logie.
Well, what can you say? A big, shocking win for the B Team defeating Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt. I did not see this coming. Did you guys?
Kinda.
No.
I did. They love to do this with their underdog teams, at least for one little. Like they just did it with Heath Slater and Rhino last year.
But see, here's the thing. With Heath Slater and Rhino, there was a real build-up to it. I mean, there was months and months of Heath Slater trying to find a brand to be on, trying to find a tag team partner, and then he finally won the tag team titles. I feel like this is kind of out of nowhere.
Yeah. I enjoyed that one a lot more than the B Team, which I'm sure you did too, OJ.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean, if they had done it right and they had built, kind of just like we were talking about with Slater and Rhino, if they built it up for a couple of months and they were, not so fresh off of just teaming with the Miz, I feel like I would have felt, oh yeah, awesome, so glad they won the belts, the underdogs. But this was just kind of out of nowhere.
Yeah, like I feel in their eyes, I feel like they've been doing a fucking tremendous job building this up because we've seen them doing their little celebrations. Like the first 2 weeks, okay, it got over with me. It was some repeat and cheesier, and I didn't think like the first week they imitated Hardy and Wyatt. I thought was good, but then they did it again, and it's like, well, what the fuck? And now it's to the point of, yeah, I'm happy for them. Glad to see some new guys get the belts, like I said, but. It fell flat for me. Just exactly. I'm with you, OJ. Something's missing in this. It should have felt more underdoggy special, I guess is what we're trying to say. Mm-hmm. Something's off.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention that what's his name? Bo is. I don't know. I feel like you can just tell, just more and more, that he looks just like Bray. It's insane. Like, you just literally just gotta dreadlock his hair and he is Bray Wyatt. Maybe grow the beard a little bit more. Maybe put on a few pounds. I didn't see the match, but have they wrestled each other before? Bray and Bo?
I don't know.
I'm almost 100% positive they did in FCW. They're also tag team FCW.
Okay.
I don't think in WWE they've ever had a like on the main roster now, or even NXT. Who could be wrong?
Maybe it was on one of those main event shows or whatever. Who knows? But I might have to go back and watch it just to see. Did they do any spots, like any calls to the fact that they're brothers, kind of like a stare down or something?
Oh, well, in the beginning of the match, they kind of like cock teased it, and then Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel.
Gotcha. Okay.
But it still could have been more, like you said.
Honestly, I'll be honest with you. I think it would have been a more shocking win if Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt would have beat them in singles action instead of them getting upset wins over Matt Hardy and them during Raw.
Right. Maybe that's what it was, little tweaks like that.
So I just think it would have been more shocking, like, have Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt destroy him each and every single week in one-on-one matches, and then all of a sudden pay-per-view comes around, they tag team and get an upset victory.
I will say this. I love the B Team's new music.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
Did they deserve it? It feels like it should go for like some badass babyface, like renegade heel or something, or you know what I mean, like renegade guy, not the B Team.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Me either. Other than that, what's next for the tag team champions? I know a lot of people that I read, criticizing it, saying, "Oh, this is hurting the tag team champions more than anything now," and all that. But I just feel this gives us a reason to care. I mean, everybody's always talking about, WWE needs to build new stars and give people opportunities and not the same people, and they did that, and they're still complaining.
Well,
are you shocked?
Well, let me ask you this. Do you think maybe tomorrow night they come out on Raw, they're celebrating like a couple of goofballs, and then they get cocky and issue an open challenge to any tag team that wants to face them, and AOP comes out and just destroys them and wins the belts tomorrow night? And then you build up to...
I was literally going to say that. That's exactly what I was going to do. Fucking... yeah, that's what they need to do. They need to have AOP just off immediately. It was a nice little one and done.
And then it'll be great TV for like the next couple months. You have the B team. I mean, you can really get people behind them if they're, they keep winning. They squeak out matches, and basically their goal is to get back and try to beat AOP. I mean, really make them the underdogs.
Yeah. And I think they're going to go back to Bray Wyatt versus... I didn't think it was done. I knew it was probably going to, they're going to have another match. Maybe it'll be at SummerSlam, Because you can see now the seeds are being planted with it's going to look like Hardy had hit Wyatt from behind, how the finish came in the match.
Yeah. Now, so you think Authors of Pain's just going to destroy him? Like, on Monday night?
That's what probably should happen.
It should.
I like that idea.
It should happen. Now, what they'll probably do is have a fucking rematch from tonight and just carry on the Wyatt Hardy story more and not give a damn about its tag division and an angle for the belts. Is what they'll probably do. They'll focus on that, and the B team will get another win because there's more friction with Hardy and Wyatt. And, they'll celebrate up in the ring. Meanwhile, camera pan back down to the ring, and that'll be the focal point of the angle. And fuck the tag division. Because who cares about tag team wrestling, I guess. It's only my favorite thing about wrestling, and it always has been. God, I love good tag team wrestling. It's like such a guilty pleasure.
Yeah. True. I don't know. Then when the Authors of Pain win the belts, titles, who's even relevant enough for to stop them and beat them? What tag team?
I mean, you could always put Alpha back together. That's sitting there, doing nothing, just waiting. Shit, man, you got tons of potential in NXT, but is it? I don't fucking know. I have no clue. You're gonna put Titus Worldwide in there for a big shot again? What about OJ? Maybe he has an answer.
What do you think, OJ?
I mean, I would kind of like to see. I mean, once again with the Survivor Series, if they do the brand versus brand, I would love to see Bludgeon Brothers versus AOP. Yeah. I think that would be a good, just two fucking Haas teams going against each other. But otherwise, once again, going back to Sanity, I mean, Sanity, if it's not going to be Gallows and Anderson, and it's not going to be Team Hell No, it has to be Sanity that's getting the belts off the Bludgeon Brothers. Because otherwise, I do not see any team that could believably get it off of them. But with AOP, over on Raw, I don't think there's a team that I could point to that I go, oh yeah, that's the team.
The Revival, but then... yeah, no. But
in a year? Yeah.
Yeah.
If they build them correctly, yeah.
But then you got two heel teams again. And I know earlier I said it's been a while since two heel teams, but I mean two heel shit kicker teams, like you said, not the Revival and AOP. That's kind of They've done that in NXT, and the Revival got their dicks beat in every fucking time. That sounded gross. Sorry, Logan. I know I'm on your channel too, and I got to clean up my act over here.
Oh, come on.
Wait a second. He was just talking about sitting in a bathtub full of ice, and you got to clean up your act.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, I don't know why you got to clean up your act. I mean, we just had a podcast the other morning, and we were talking about shit in a locker, so. You want to tell Travis that story too?
I bet somebody shits in the Revival's locker. I bet they got tons of heat backstage. Somebody poops in their bag. Why do they hate those men so much? What did they ever do except have good wrestling matches for you fuckers? And let's bring them up to bury them. I mean, they have been beating Bobby Lashley. This isn't the Revival show. We're not even like nearly any put a dent in this pay-per-view, Logan. This person we didn't even mention when they're doing the rundown. How many goddamn matches were on an Extreme Rules show to begin with? You know, like there was 11 in total.
I think so.
They gotta fill those 4 hours.
That's like WrestleMania 6
Hang on,
type
hang on,
number
hang on.
match card.
There was I got it right here, so let me count. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 12 matches.
Well, yeah.
Now, to be fair, there were like 2 not real matches on this card with like Team Hell No and, you know, Jeff Hardy, but still. Christ. It shouldn't look like a physical workout when I stare at a wrestling card. It should look like a streamlined, fun-filled time, not god damn, I'm not gonna be able to do anything for hours because I gotta sit through most of this filler. But speaking of that, did this take us to Asuka and Carmella? Is that where we're at finally? Or no, wait, there was Finn Balor and Applebee's Corbin. You know what? I joke, I say Apple, but seriously, this was a better match than I thought it was going to be and had any right to be, honestly. It was pretty decent. I liked it.
Actually, this match was one of my favorite matches of the night.
Yeah. Did you ever think you were going to say that on this post show tonight about Constable Corbin?
Applebee's Corbin, I don't know. I really didn't expect myself to say that, but I mean, I guess, you know, being carried by one of the best wrestlers in WWE, Finn Balor. I mean, say what you want about Baron Corbin, he actually put on a hell of a match tonight.
Yeah. OJ, what did you think of this match?
This was actually, I was literally just getting in the house as this match was going on, so I put the WWE Network on, and this was actually the first time I was seeing Constable Corbin, and I thought, man, WWE somehow managed to make Baron Corbin look worse. I hate the new getup. I don't like his new ring gear. And then I heard Finn's music in the background while I was doing some shit, and I was like, oh, Finn won. That's my thoughts on the match. I guess if it's good, I'm going to have to go back and check it out.
Shout out to Colin from Slam Pigs. Couldn't make it tonight. He tweeted out earlier, Constable Corbin looks like my created character in GTA 5, just without the mustache. And I played with him online with that game, and he's right. He's totally right.
Colin's hilarious.
And no, I'm just kidding. What do you do? What do you do with Balor going into SummerSlam, Logan? You put him against Ziggler?
Finn Balor and Dolph. Why not?
Yeah.
That wouldn't be a bad feud right there.
It's better than Finn breaking up fights with Bobby Lashley and Roman Reigns in the background.
Yeah.
What about Balor and Reigns?
I think Roman Reigns is going to actually feud with Drew McIntyre.
Okay. I'm just thinking that, I'd like to see. I mean, everybody gives a lot of praise to Rollins for his work ethic in there, especially as of late. But I don't know. Finn Balor's always one of those guys where it's like I think he gets overlooked. I think he really is one of those guys that should be up there. One of those in that high praise category of great in-ring worker. So I don't know. I'd like to see him get, especially at SummerSlam, a high spot on the card.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Travis.
I just think he's miscast. I think he needs to be on SmackDown and possibly Nakamura. Yes.
That'd be good.
Am I breaking up? Am I having lag issues?
Just a tiny bit. Just a tiny bit. But you're good right now.
No, I just think that him and Rollins on the same roster, for me, cancel each other out. It's the same guy in a way.
Yeah.
For me, I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
And I know they both threw the sling blade. It's not because of that. I just feel like you can't have two Bret Harts or two Shawn Michaels. It just, this town's not big enough for the both of us type thing. You know what I mean? And I don't know. Wrestling's weird like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think they definitely need Finn Balor to go to SmackDown and then Shinsuke go to Raw.
I don't know about that. I think SmackDown needs heels, and I think Shinsuke right now, especially for the mid card's a perfect heel for them.
Or well, who else could go? Or you could just put Finn Balor over there.
Or just swap styles with Balor. You have Styles drop the belt to Joe, then him and Balor swap. Then you got that program from NXT for the WWE title with Balor and Joe. Then you could see Rollins and Styles finally, go back to Reigns and Styles. Always like a match with Lashley and Styles. It's time. I think it's time to move AJ. Honestly, freshen him up. New coat of paint always helps.
Yeah. I think even though Snare X says that there's connection issues.
On whose stream?
Yours.
Both. No. Well, it's a good thing we're on yours, Logan. I guess. Piggyback off you.
Yeah. But I will say though. See, now I lost it. I think AJ Styles, he may have been the guy that the guy that's been the main focus for SmackDown for months now, since basically the draft happened. But I think AJ Styles definitely needs a shake up a little bit, and going to Raw wouldn't hurt.
Logan, I feel like you need a shake up. I feel like this pay-per-view has exhausted you. You sound like you're tired from
No, I'm not tired.
Rules.
I'm awake.
But yeah, the Balor Corbin match was, I wouldn't say go out of your way to watch it, but it was okay. It was good. Way better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, way better than I actually thought. It was pretty decent. But I guess... Go ahead.
Boy, did that hope fall fast. Considering what the next match is. Jesus.
Go ahead, Travis.
SmackDown Women's title. Asuka getting another shot against the champ Carmella. I really thought it was time. I really thought they were going to put the belt on Asuka. I know I sound like a mark right now, but good God, could you damage a character any more than what they're doing? They made her... What is there to analyze in this match, in the shark cage? Within 2 minutes to the match, guys. By the way, the shark cage, the lowest I've ever seen it in the history of shark cages. WWE has more money now than ever, but I'll watch an NWA show from like '88 and that shark cage is way up more. What the fuck? But yeah, You knew something was going to happen out of the gate because it was that. It was this. We've watched wrestling long enough. We're not done. Even casuals knew something was going to happen. And lo and behold, there's a dangling Ellsworth being a fucking pinata for Asuka after Carmella. And by the way, there was a spot here. I don't know if you called it a snap suplex from Asuka to Carmella on the outside of the ring while Ellsworth was dangling. We're in an era where fans are so numb, and there's so much gaga and horseshit going on with Ellsworth dangling that nobody reacted to what would have been one of the biggest pops on any show back in the day. It's crazy to see how far wrestling's come when a snap suplex on the outside gets no reaction. It's just a little sidebar for me, I noticed. But the result, Asuka, not only did she lose again, she looked... This might be the stupidest I've ever seen a babyface character possibly look this year in a match. Come at me. She just stood there. She fucking stood there for like what seemed like 3 years. But God, Carmella, you knew that Carmella was going to win at that point because Jesus, is it me, fellas? Is it me?
Mm-mm.
No, it was obvious.
That's all I got. It sucked. It sucked dick. Carmella retained. That's all I got. You guys take it. Fuck that match.
I'll go first though, OJ. This match was horrible. It was horrendous. It was just what was the how long was the match? I'll have to go look it up. But
8 minutes.
8
4
minutes.
5. Was it? Yeah, or 5 minutes 25. It
5
felt like 8
minutes.
minutes. Yeah.
5 minutes and 25 seconds of pure dumb booking shit. It looked like I kind of laugh at this when I think about it. But if you looked at Asuka's facial expressions when James Ellsworth was hanging from the shark cage from his foot or whatever, it looked like somebody just stole her husband or something. Like literally, she caught somebody cheating on her. Like she was gonna literally kick somebody's ass for it.
Oh, yeah. I should have known something was up on Asuka's entrance where she looked like facially and just her mannerisms. She looked like she'd rather be anywhere else. So like, you're not going over tonight, Asuka. She got the news and she was like, what the fuck? You know, like, just tell something was off.
No, it
Not only are you not only you're not going over, you're also going to look like a complete moron.
So here's how we want you to work the match. Go out there and stand there.
You took my husband? You cheating bastard?
God, that was like so many ethnicities in one sentence, Logan. So many accents rolled together.
It was a little bit of Asian, a little bit of Portuguese. I don't know what that was.
It's kind of like the fucking Mae Young Classic in the sentence right there. Boom. Did it.
Well, all I gotta say is, this match was horrible, and I did not like it. I did not enjoy it one bit. It was just complete off. Like this booking. Carmella is not money. If you're gonna keep booking her like this, yeah. I get it. The way they're booking her to win is actually pretty smart, and it's different. But at some point, to make the person that's holding the title relevant and important, you gotta have her actually win clean and not in dumb fashions.
Execution. Ex-fucking-cution. This whole fucking layout of this match could have worked if things were different and just done how I guess it made sense and should have been. If a few things were tweaked, it could have got a pass. I could have totally seen Cornette doing that spot back in the day, and I would have been fine with it. It was just timing was off, standing there way too fucking long. That might just be on Asuka too. Maybe it was just minuscule. Christ, not even a fucking attempt to have the cage any higher. It's on them. It was just, if you're gonna advertise and try to do something like this, it's got to be, you got to nail that shit, and they didn't. And this is the result. And I know they're probably waiting out the SummerSlam. All hope is not lost. And I say, like, if they would have done it right, I would have liked it, because I think Carmella is a fantastic heel. Talk about surprising me. Like, and people give her a ton of hate. They really do. But I feel like she not only does what you would expect your heel chicken shit champ to do. I feel like she excels in a way. She's not a bad promo. She's really not. If you watch her on Talking Smack or Let Her Run, she plays that cringy diva bitch character perfectly. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And JD says Tessa Blanchard won another women's title tonight. There's some good women's wrestling news for you guys. Thank you,
It's a
JD.
shame Tessa Blanchard didn't sign with and well, is it a shame she didn't sign with WWE? No, it's not. What am I saying? She should be in the position Asuka's in now, so good for her. Because I know she just signed with Impact like full time, and I saw that, I was like, oh, because I'm still trying to get that Impact stink off of me that's been in everyone's fucking mind for years now. So it's like when you see someone sign with TNA, and it's just like, come on. But it's gotten better. I know it's not an Impact review, so, and yet she is kicking ass right now. She's one of my favorite women in the world.
Yeah, most definitely is one of mine too. So JD, question for you: is Carmella money?
Me and OJ.
Yeah, OJ. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you said JD.
I'm thinking.
I actually, the funny thing is I said it when the question was asked about who are your top 5 women in wrestling right now, and Carmella was on my list because honestly, she's a great fucking heel. I want to see her lose so goddamn bad, and I mean, trying to think of the last, Nia Jax. Who cares? That's I don't know. I can't remember the last time they've had a woman where it was like that played a really good heel. I mean, honestly, I think she's a better heel than Bliss right now.
The promo, no. But, yeah.
The irritation.
I'm not. Good. Sorry, my bad.
You don't think the irritating heel's better?
No, I like the cocky one better.
All right. But no, I mean, with this match, the thing is the only negative is just that, I mean, fucking Asuka's just ruined at this point. I think. I don't know how they're gonna get her back in the good graces.
No, JD in the chat just actually did answer it, even though I was trying to ask OJ, and it's so close. JD, OJ,
2 birds with 1 stone. What did JD say, look?
He said, Carmella is a good heel character, but every match she has been in has been a dud. So no, she is not money.
Yeah, because she's not being handled and booked right. They need to get their shit together. And I think in their eyes she's heel B right now, and Alexa's heel A. And I think that it's always going to be like that. I don't think they know what they have with Carmella. That's why they're not giving her Alexa kind of TV time in a way. Like, she is, but she's not. You see what I'm saying? It just feels like Carmella's being handled like Alexa Light, I guess.
Let's be honest, okay? She beat Charlotte to win the women's title, correct?
On a cash-in, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
And then she defended the title against Charlotte and retained, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And now she's beaten Asuka twice. This should feel more important that she beat these 2 women than what it does right now, and it doesn't feel like it is.
They're not driving it home enough in vignettes and just on commentary that the longest streak since goddamn Goldberg, doesn't mean anything now, and they're just not. You need to bring it up more. You need to make it feel. It needs to feel more special that she beat her, just like you're saying. I agree, Logan.
Mm-hmm.
And Charlotte, it's just.
Yeah.
It should mean a lot more that she's holding this title because she beat 2 of the best women in both Raw and SmackDown rosters. And
God knows if you flip the Monday Night Raw, Michael Cole in commentary is telling you how he'll build up Nia Jax like she's Trish fucking Stratus, so Alexa can look strong. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So yeah, there is a disconnect. Yeah.
I just don't get it. I really don't get it.
Yeah.
Other than that, I guess we can just move on.
Backstage attack time, right, fellas? I think.
Yeah, well, we can go with it.
I didn't mean to scare you, Logan. I
No.
get excited for backstage
I
assaults.
wasn't scared.
How are you feeling, by the way, since Walter attacked you and beat the shit out of you?
Son of a bitch.
Are you live from the hospital?
No.
Seeing the attack back memories, Logan. It'd bring back memories.
Well, here's
PTSD.
everyone's been wondering why this attack happened. And it can be reported that PWInsider.com has reported Kane has been dealing with a left foot injury, and the pre-match attack was a way to write the injury into the storyline.
Yep. And he just came fucking back. And I can't imagine why. How old is he that he would get injured already? Couldn't imagine. That sucks. I mean, I love Kane. He's a great guy. That sucks for him, but they should have known better. You take a risk. This guy, he's not working a full-time schedule. You put him in there with two horses, like OJ would say, that beat the shit out of you like that. I just can't imagine why his foot would get hurt already. And I guess that also segues into the biggest goddamn news of the day. That the Hogan is reinstated into the Hall of Fame, and everyone is. As soon as this attack happened, before the fucking goddamn pay-per-view even happened, everyone's like, well, Hogan's going to be out there now. It's going to happen. And I was one of those people, too. I'll come clean. I was like, oh, yeah, maybe they'll do something. He's backstage because, he tweeted that he hung out with the superstars. As soon as this attack happened, immediately the little mark, all of us thought, oh, the real American Dragons, shout out to Jim from Drink Beer Play Games. They're going to reform. And that's a great name, by the way, Jim, if you ever hear this. Love it. I managed my expectations enough, and I didn't get totally disappointed when it didn't happen. But I know it's later on. That's not the next match, but we can just talk about it now, I guess. In one little thing, it was just a boring handicap match with a few Daniel Bryan spots. If there's not going to be anyone to help Daniel Bryan, I didn't want to see Daniel Bryan overcome the Bludgeon Brothers. That makes no fucking sense,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, agreed. The Daniel Bryan actually put on a hell of a match against two of the big brutes. I just don't. Eric Rowan does not mix well in a match with Daniel Bryan. But Luke Harper, on the other hand, damn, I would love to see one-on-one Daniel Bryan and Luke Harper. Like, actually, given the time and the chance to actually wrestle, I think they would be put on a 5-star match.
Yeah. I know they've had singles matches, back in the day on Raw and stuff. But like you said, given the time, I'm sure they weren't. I don't remember them off the top of my head. And by the way, that's another reason I hate, like, wrestling rumors. Like, this whole Hulk thing kind of distracted me. So I need to go back. Like I said, boring handicap match, but you said it was pretty good. Maybe it was just distracting, I guess, looking down at my phone every 2 seconds during this match. I always do that when you think there's going to be an internet rumor run-in for some reason. But yeah, I'll give it a chance again. I'll regrade it, maybe.
I just think, at some point down the line, Daniel Bryan needs to find somebody else.
OJ, does Daniel Bryan need to be in a tag team right now? Period.
No. I mean, I've said this from the start that I like the idea of Team Hell No for a short period of time, probably up until fall or whatever, when Kane's got to go back and do his running for not mayor. But no, this is just good for a transitional period. But if Kane's injured already, it's not good. It's not a good sign. And just to quickly give my thing, I mean, I didn't feel like Hogan was going to be coming back, but as soon as they did the attack, all I could think was, oh, like they did at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
When Daniel Bryan, what was it? Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon, when they took Daniel Bryan out before the match, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, that is. I was like, oh well, I mean, if he's legitimately, I mean, I'm just hearing now that he was legitimately injured, so I guess that makes sense. But no, that was the first thing that came to mind. Like, why are they doing a rerun here?
They could have just attacked Kane then. Like, Daniel Bryan didn't have to be there. That would have made him look like, like dastardly heels even more to attack one guy instead of two.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Have Daniel Bryan come out, and then they cut to the screen, and they're beating the shit out of him in the back, and Daniel Bryan runs back, to the back, tries to check on Kane, and yeah, no, that would have been good.
Like film it how he gets there just like not in time enough. Like he just missed them to help Kane. He's like checks on Kane and gets help. Just do that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What was what it was though.
Yeah, and Kane didn't. Kane came back out, and it's just I have zero interest now with Team Hell No. Daniel Bryan desperately needs to feud with The Miz now going into SummerSlam. The end.
Another guy missing from the entire show.
Well, he was at a softball game or something. He was already booked for something. I don't know.
But yeah, but after that attack, I know like we already talked the handicap. What was actually the match after the attack? I don't even remember. Was it? It was Bobby Lashley and Roman time, right?
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah. And I've never seen. It was like watching Hands Across America when I looked at my Twitter timeline when that was not the main event. It was just like no one had anything to complain about, and that never happens in the wrestling Twitter community, right? It's like everybody held hands for a second, and Joy is like, "Hey, it didn't main event." It was crazy. It's that's how low we are in the trenches of the IWC. It's just like there's nothing to bitch about. Nobody's got anything to say. It's just gotcha. But it didn't main event, and you know what? I like that it didn't main. I don't like what the main event was, but I like that this didn't main event, Logan.
Oh, I'm definitely glad that this did not main event because there was no reason for this match to main event, even though it was definitely hard hitting, and I gotta say it wasn't a bad match. This Bobby Lashley and Roman Reigns together one-on-one was better than any match that Roman Reigns had with Brock Lesnar. Can you agree with me on that one?
OJ?
Yeah, I suppose. It's a decent match. No, but to your point, Travis, I was popping when I saw the promo package playing because I was convinced that it was going to be the main event as well. Now, maybe I'm wrong on this, but weren't they teasing like that this was supposed to be like a multi-man match when it was first talked about? Wasn't that on Raw? Like a few weeks ago when they first announced it, Kurt was saying it's going to be a multi-man match.
Yeah, something in the promo, and then like one of them cut Kurt off, or something happened. Like, no, it doesn't have to be that. It could just be us because we beat everybody's ass or something, right? And they just changed on the fly or something. Why am I not remembering this either?
Yeah, I thought that was the case because I remember because full disclosure, I don't watch the product week in and week out, but I follow along with it, but I could have sworn that there was something about it being a multi-man match. So
yeah, it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be a multi-man match, but Brock Lesnar's contract or whatever, he wasn't going to defend it, and now Kurt Angle's. I don't know what they're doing, but I know I going back to Team Hell No real quick, because JD says there was 0 point in this team. For this Team Hell No thing besides a cheap pop. And here's the quote that I like, and I know Travis is going to say, yep, you're right. And sell their horrible font t-shirts.
Oh, yeah. Big time. It's, oof. Wrestle Talk TV just quoted my tweet on their website about when that picture first dropped or whatever. And I put, you guys aren't even trying anymore. So, yeah, it's fucking...
Yeah, the last time I actually liked a shirt from WWE.com was the Ascension shirt. Also, JD in the chat says, typical match from Roman with his 2 moves and punches. While Lashley knocked it out of the park with his work rate in the ring, Lashley looked like Impact Lashley here.
He did. He did. I agree with that. And do you wear the Ascension shirt when you're with the Bath of Ice, or do you take it off first?
I don't have it anymore.
Oh. Too many ice baths and it faded. You threw it away.
It actually got ripped.
You just pulled a Terry. Pulled a Terry, brother.
I turned it into the Hawk.
That's the worst. That's the worst. That's the worst when you pay like a $35 for a T-shirt and then it ends up ripping at some point.
Well, it got caught on one of my mom's rose bushes and it completely ripped down the middle.
Ugh.
Yeah.
You ever like get like a jacket or a hoodie you love or a shirt and like the first couple of days you rip it on like the end of a table or something, you fuck it up. That's kind of like NXT talent. WWE is that jacket, you know.
And a couple years ago when the Ascension shirt came out, the actual picture of the Ascension on the front, that stuff was kind of like cheap made back then, so it was like peeling off. So
a lot of people surprised that I'm trying to segue from you peeling off clothes. I'm sorry, that's never happened in the 2 years we've done podcast. But a lot of people surprised Bobby Lashley got the pin clean. I wasn't. I was pretty confident that Lashley was going to go over. I mean, look at the fucking guy and why bring the first fucking place.
This was actually the best booking WWE has done on the show and in a while. Roman Reigns doesn't need the win, and I feel like Bobby Lashley is tenfold, better than Roman Reigns. And like JD said, it's a typical match from Roman, his 2 moves and punches, and like he said, Lashley did knock it out of the park. He gave everyone a reason to be a fan and enjoy what he does in the ring. And he isn't half bad on the mic compared to Roman either. But watch, we're going to get Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, Bobby Lashley, triple threat at SummerSlam.
The last thing I ever want to do is hand Bobby Lashley a microphone. That's not what I want to showcase, Bobby Lashley. I think Roman's better on the mic. Come at me.
I 100% agree too, Travis. And honestly, I don't think Roman's putting out bad matches. This was not a terrible match.
It wasn't a terrible match, but I saw 3 Samoan punches.
Drop punches? Superman punches? Yeah.
Yeah, Superman punches. I don't know why I was saying that. Okay, but and then how many drop-by kicks?
It's one of the easiest. Yeah. And that's one of just keep naming all the moves he did, because that's one of the easiest things to do to change Roman Reigns in a character. You don't even have to change him heel or face. Change up his moves. Fans are always going to resent guys that showcase 5 fucking moves. Yes, Roman isn't getting pinned. Yes, blah, blah, blah. But Roman is having good matches, but in these matches, with Styles, with Lashley, every time Roman has a good, quote, kick-ass match, it never feels like he lives up to his potential / end of the bargain in the match. It's like, yeah, we see glimpses and his high spots and his fit. It's like, I want to see the man kick some ass and work a little bit, too. I think that's what gets New Japan guys over so much. I just saw Michael Elgin have a fantastic match, and it's Michael Elgin. You know why? Because he got to get his shit in. Shit that he can do that makes him stand out, showcase his strength, showcase Roman's badass strength. Let me see that. Something. What we got was the opposite. And I know also what they're fucking doing, and I feel like in a way, because we're saying it was a good match and blah, 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 they're pulling the wool over everyone's eyes in a way. I think in their mind, okay, well, in this pullback on Roman pal shit that they're doing, it fell flat at WrestleMania. It falls flat. It sucks a dick every time anymore they put him in the main event, right, guys? Of any show, if the fans shit on it, they don't care. Let's put him in the mid card, fans. He's still our guy. We just gotta book him on the card. What happened? What happened? It was still, and by the way, I saw fans of people there tonight. Yes, the audio was doctored once again. Those people were shitting on Roman, but it didn't translate as harsh as because they edited it out. So it makes you, just like in the vignettes when all that crowd noise is edited in. You can't have nothing but booze in your vignettes, so I get why they do it, but come on. Yeah, man, it was a tester to see if he'll do better in the middle of the card, not at the very end, blah, blah, blah. And it's going to fucking fail every time because they're not getting what to do with Roman, and it's so goddamn easy.
I mean, I don't think turning him heel would like full-fledged heel would hurt either. I mean, you got to go with the reactions.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you know, he's obviously way past. I mean, I forget who says it, but you know, when you're at the height of babyface, that's when you turn him heel. Well, he never hit that height, so you gotta do, you know, maybe you turn him heel. Maybe one day people go, oh shit, Roman's not that bad. Kind of like Roman. Then he starts getting cheered. All right, you turn him babyface.
I feel like this is literally the fourth time I've said this on the show tonight about WWE and their booking. They're doing it backwards. They need to flip it. I swear to God, I've said that 6 times. But they need to flip it. If he's a heel, let him do this moveset that the fans resent. But if he's a babyface, let him have that quote NJPW style. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly, 100%.
And JD is definitely like on point when he says Roman really needs to stop the smiling and his dumb headlock rest holds every single match. That's true. Why is it all these guys, Finn Balor, Roman Reigns, Apollo, they smile way too much at the wrong times?
Yeah,
it's true.
If you're directed wrong and you're not booked right, you're gonna fall flat on your ass with that shit. Now, Kenny Omega smiles all the time and it works because he knows he's fucking smart. He knows when to throw that shit in.
Yeah, and I think Roman Reigns was trying to do it like, oh yeah, I got you in a headlock, you know, I'm cocky about it, but what's so cocky about having somebody in a headlock that's not going to win you the match? That's not the cockiness that you need to bring. Roman Reigns just needs to find some more moves. The only what in the last 3-4 months, what new moves have you seen Roman Reigns do besides the 4 moves? Samoan drop, Superman punch, spear, and drive-by, and maybe a suplex here and there.
And assisting, and I'm sure a Tower of Doom spot, and because God knows if you got a multi-man match, there needs to be a fucking Tower of Doom spot in it in 2018.
Yep.
Talk about a move not getting a reaction anymore that the crowd used to go ape shit for. Because you've done it to death.
And don't forget his clotheslines when somebody's in the corner for like 15 of them. That's it.
I feel like he does a sit-down bomb in his arsenal once in a while.
He does the like Batista bomb. Maybe
he'll get a little fancy like DDP and like kind of spin when he does it. You know what I mean, Logan?
Yeah, of course. It's getting irritating. Do you guys think it's going to be a triple threat? Do you think I'm actually right that they're going to end up doing Lashley, Lesnar, Reigns at SummerSlam? And then I say, you know what would even be better is Roman Reigns pins Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam, and then Braun Strowman cashes it in and beats Roman Reigns for it.
That's too predictable. I don't think they'll do that. I wouldn't hate that, but at this point, I feel like that's too paint by numbers to do with it. Shit, I have no clue. Because we didn't even bring up Kurt Angle announcing that about Brock for tomorrow night, that, you know, the ultimatum. Right now, I have no clue what they're going to do. So could Braun do it tomorrow night? Fuck. And then Braun's the champ going into SummerSlam? Got me. I have no clue what Brock and the stuff.
This is what I think should happen. They should do the triple threat. Brock Lesnar should actually beat Roman Reigns, pins him. This can not hurt Lashley at all. And then Braun...
A lot of people need to remember also, Brock ain't fighting in the UFC till at least January, I feel like.
Yeah.
He ain't fighting any sooner than that. OJ, you're more of an MMA enthusiast than I am. Would you say that's accurate about Brock?
Yeah, they were saying that about him not being cleared until January to fight. But I'm of the school that I'm not sure that Brock Lesnar's wrestling ever again, like in any full length match. Now maybe a cash in, but I would not be surprised if they just get the belt off of Brock on a Monday Night Raw segment, have Braun win the belt, and then we never see him again in WWE.
I'll rip off what's just said on his podcast because I totally agree with him. If he's not going to lose it to anybody, just retire the belt because it doesn't mean it's the Brock belt anyway. You know what I mean? Right now, the IC title, like we saw tonight, is your fucking world title on that show. It trumped the WWE title. You know, that just shows everything about SmackDown also, but, you know.
So then, I mean, are you suggesting that Braun cashes in for the IC belt? Or do you think that maybe the WWE title should become like a both brand show since they do the dual brand pay-per-views anyways?
I always say to this day, and I'm not the biggest, I didn't like the brand split in the beginning, and I don't now, and I never will, but I feel like it was at its best. And the Undisputed Champion, when he'd flip through both shows, Taker, Brock, Triple H, when those guys had in like 2002, right? That was my favorite time of the brand split, yeah. I mean, why? It makes sense. It makes that title even feel more special that guys from different shows have to give a shit about it. It makes total sense to do it that way. If there's, it goes back to the two Bret Harts on your roster. If there's two world belts, it happens every time. One of them has to take B position, one has to take A, and that's why you saw Sheamus up fucking 9-second matches with the world title at WrestleMania.
Yeah. Yep, 100% agree.
I was just going to say Brock Lesnar retains at SummerSlam in the triple threat. Braun Strowman cashes it in, but not like... It actually has to be like a one-on-one match. Like, you have to give Lesnar a breather, and then later in the night, they have the one-on-one match, and Lesnar loses.
See, my thing is I think that they should be having like maybe I don't know. Well, obviously not now, but if Roman was to do it, they would have Roman basically be getting better and better, and basically saying he's finally be able to beat Brock, and then like a week before SummerSlam, where Brock and Roman is set up for the card. You have Brock have like a going away party, basically saying he's never coming back, screw all you people, and you have Roman come out, beat the shit out of Brock, say I'll see you Sunday, and then Braun comes out and cashes in, so basically says no you won't, you'll see me Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not.
These scenarios are doable if they just do something with the fucking belt at this point, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all we ask as fans. Just use it. Use the fucking thing. Do anything with it. Put it on goddamn Kurt Hawkins at this point. I don't care.
Yeah, put it on a stand near commentary every week. That's more use than you get out of it right now.
Because you know where it's been at for the past 2 years? On Brock's stand on his mantle in his living room, just sitting there. Fuck. Logan.
Yeah. I don't know anymore. I'm done talking about Roman Reigns, honestly.
Man, besides what, SummerSlam 92, is this the first time the Intercontinental title was ever made at a pay-per-view, by the way? I think it is, honestly.
I think so.
Crazy. That's a long time, man.
Yeah. What were you going to say, OJ?
I was just going to say, we actually, just really quickly, we skipped over 2 matches. Shinsuke and Jeff Hardy, and Kevin and Braun. Did you guys have any quick thoughts about that?
Well, I guess we can start off with Jeff Hardy and Shinsuke Nakamura, since that wasn't technically a match, but...
It was what it needed to be, considering he's injured, and I am fucking thrilled that Orton's a heel again, honestly. I'm not a huge Orton fan, but God, there's nothing worse than a babyface Randy Orton for me, so that's something, I guess. And Shinsuke has his belt, finally. Yay!
Is Hardy injured? I thought it's not a DUI thing, because
no.
They have him on Tuesday. They already advertised that he's going to be wrestling Shinsuke on Tuesday.
He has been dealing with a back issue recently. That's why at house shows he wasn't doing the Swanton Bomb.
I
gotcha.
I know you're right, though. He's got that DUI shit pending.
Yeah, I think also, it's not just the back injury. I've read a couple days ago that he was dealing with like his neck and back, where he was losing feeling in his fingers, like he has a pinched nerve somewhere.
I was like fighting with every restraint in me not to say pussy in my crack, so, but I did it anyway.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
What are you guys happy to see Orton heel again? Is it just me? Am I all alone?
Yes, and it's going to be interesting for Randy Orton and Shinsuke Nakamura. So is that what we're getting, is Orton and Nakamura at SummerSlam?
Heel versus heel?
And you know why Randy Orton stomped Jeff Hardy in his nuts, right? He wanted to one-up Shinsuke Nakamura's low blow.
Gotcha.
Know what I'd love to see now? It's an excuse to turn Rusev babyface. Just go with the crowd and then have him go against Shinsuke at SummerSlam for the title. Why not? Why not? 2 foreign guys for the U.S. title at SummerSlam. I would totally book the shit out of that.
I don't know, but are you... Here's the question, though, Travis. Are you happy that Shinsuke Nakamura's actually got a champion now? Or, like, does it do anything for you?
I am. I know. It does. It finally, it's something. It's just penis punches every fucking week. There's like he's got some little hot dog and a handshake. There you go. There's a belt. For all the dicks you've had to touch for the past 2 months, here's some gold. Pretty much.
Honestly, I think it was too soon for Jeff Hardy to lose the title. I wanted to see him get at least a little bit of a good run, but maybe this is Jeff Hardy and Shinsuke Nakamura should have had at least a longer match than this if he's not dealing with the injury. You know what I mean?
Jeff Hardy is in the wrong title picture. He needs to be in the WWE title picture, in my opinion. I like it on Nakamura better than Hardy, and it didn't hurt. This doesn't hurt Hardy. He's always going to be. He's a made man. He's Jeff Hardy. People are always going to love him. You know, people always, at least if he's booked shitty or booked well, they invest when he's out there in the ring. At least the live crowd does. He's one of those guys that has a way of just bringing that out of fucking people. You can't teach that.
No, yeah.
Yo,
teasing that one here. JD thinks the Hardys are retiring from WWE here soon. I don't think so. They've stated that they have a lot of stuff left in them. Got a lot to prove too, I think.
You got a lot to prove too, Logan. What are you gonna do?
I don't know, sir.
Walter, he's coming for you.
So,
it's sweet revenge.
Sweet revenge.
Can't wait to record the commentary for that.
Record the commentary? What are you talking about? Logan, you're wrestling.
Yeah, what are you doing? Kayfabe. What are you doing?
I'm not.
What are you doing?
I'm just saying, like, I didn't know I was actually supposed to, like, do that.
Let's talk about Big Bully Braun throwing poor Kevin Owens off cage, because that's really, I mean, besides, you know, Braun getting stuck for a second, ripping off handcuffs, and Kevin Owens doing a suck it, that was the most memorable part of the show, probably the best part of the show, and I get this was what it needed to be, right? I guess this needed to be Owens taking a big spot. And I mean, I hate to set up Owens like the fall guy like that because he deserves so much better. But for the build, it made sense for this to be the finish. So I guess I don't have any complaints there. Braun entertains the show. I can't lie. I love Braun.
Gets a pass. It gets a pass from you, Logan.
I enjoyed it. It was all right. I think that the fall off the cage was probably the most memorable thing from the night. It's all right.
Yeah, and for the first time ever, we've actually seen somebody escape the cage by being thrown off the steel cage.
I mean, we've seen Austin get thrown through it from when the Big Show debuted, but that's not off the top.
Yeah.
That was.
Through an announce
Owens took that bump very well, by the way. He landed that pretty perfectly, as nasty as it looks.
Yeah, he did. Braun Strowman threw Kevin Foley off that cage and landed perfectly.
I see what you did there, pal. Cease and desist.
This match was actually pretty good. I love how Kevin Owens got so cocky in the end when he had Braun handcuffed. He even gave him a kiss goodbye. And Braun was just like, "You did not just fucking do that to me, Braun," you know, and just chased him up there.
Tribute to CM Punk when he blew the kiss.
I think so. Say what you want, but Braun Strowman is one of the most over guys in that fucking company, and I don't think, no matter how they book him, they can book him terribly, right? And he's still going to take that, whatever he's booked in and whatever he's involved with, and he's going to make it entertaining.
I just don't want him to be this era's version of the Big Show where they're going to turn him babyface and heel 50 times. Yeah, he'll win a few world titles, but they'll just keep, I don't know, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, keep him face. I think he's better off like that.
Not even that. I mean, you can keep switching him, but just keep him serious. Don't ever have him be like Big Show did, like Hollywood Big Show, and got silly sometimes, and then got fat, and then came back 15 times. You know, just I think this whole match
the way
was
he is
also,
right now.
This match was one big excuse to just that photo op for Braun standing on top of the cage yelling Braun, which, you know what, guilty of sin, that looked awesome. But I feel like that was just a big reason why this match is booked, so
like
they
King
can get
Kong.
that shot. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He should have been holding Alexa Bliss while he was up there.
Oh my gosh, I would.
Easy.
Back into the ice bath I go.
We got a couple more matches, and you can go, you know, sauna or whatever the fuck you got to do.
I'm just kidding. No, like I said, I think any way you book Braun Strowman, he's just going to succeed very well at it. And I don't think he should be switched to a heel. I think he should just stay. He's a face right now, but he also is so serious and destroys everybody that, I mean, he had that couple matches against Finn Balor. You know, and he wasn't a heel versus face. It was face versus face, but it still made it seem like he was like a tweener, so.
Yeah.
It works. OJ, what do you think?
What about Braun Strowman?
Do you think Braun Strowman should, like if Brock Lesnar is on Raw tomorrow, do you guys think tomorrow is the perfect chance for Braun Strowman to cash in and shockingly beat Brock?
I thought we already did that.
Well, I'm just saying. We're talking about Braun, you know, so I'm just saying, like.
So you're saying if they were to do that tomorrow, would I be okay with it?
Yeah, would you guys be okay with it?
Nah, it's a little. I don't know. I mean, I guess so, but it's it's hot shotting. I don't know.
I mean,
I feel like they need more hot shotting right now because they need to get the water cooler talk going because their product, there's no buzz on it.
Yeah, true.
The Ronda buzz is worn off since Mania. We didn't even mention she was in the crowd all night with her husband, who's fucking huge, like fucking 7 feet tall or whatever. By the way,
yeah.
And you can't teach that.
He's 6'7". Wow. Fucking crazy.
Yep.
Now, for me, I'll be honest with you on here. Braun Strowman, if he's going after the Universal Champion next, what's next for KO?
No fucking clue at this point. Probably nothing. More cannon fodder for some babyface.
What about Kevin Owens feuding with Finn Balor next?
what would be the incentive? What would be, like, for what, though? You know, I don't want him just to have some, like, Bray Wyatt and Finn Balor had a feud for no fucking reason. You know what I mean? Just for Balor to have, you know.
Number one contender, KO, former Universal Champion, Finn Balor, former Universal Champion. I could even see Seth Rollins being involved with that and make it a triple threat. Number one contender.
An excuse they could use too to get Kevin Owens in a number one contendership, since you got like a kind of a heel GM too now with Constable Corbin, have him come up to Kurt Angle backstage and be like, look, Kevin Owens is going to sue for liabilities if you know Stephanie McMahon's agreed that if you don't add him to some sort of number one match, blah blah blah. So that could put him in there with Balor, gives him a reason.
Seth Rollins should probably move up to the WWE Universal Champion as well.
I bet Seth Rollins doesn't want to be in a fucking Royal Rumble anytime soon.
No, not at all.
After hearing 10 counted all fucking night.
I know. I wish I could mute. Yeah, remember the movie Quake with Adam Sandler? I really wanted one of them remotes so I could just mute the fucking crowd. That shit was getting annoying.
To be fair, and we'll get there. We're almost there after the women's title match. Then we're done. They main evented technically a 5-hour almost show with an Iron Man match for the Intercontinental title, and wondered why people were fucking bored. With Dolph Ziggler, by the way, in the main event. And I love Dolph. What the fuck is Dolph done? You know what I mean? It's like, and I'm glad. Why wasn't Styles and Rusev the main event? Stop giving him the CM Punk treatment. And I know that's cliche right now because everyone's saying that, but it's so true. The fact that they even put the IC title match over that, it's just yikes to me. And I was not a shock at all to me that people. I don't think the fans were shitting on the match. They got into it at certain points, but it's an Iron Man match at the end of a 5-hour show. They're gonna get a little fucking just, I don't know, they want to do something else for a little bit, because I did. I was like, at first it was a little refreshing, the main event, but then I started thinking about it like, oh. Then I was like, woof.
Yeah,
like,
they did have a beach ball playing with that during the main event, and then when the beach ball got taken away, they were chanting, where's the ball? Where's the ball? I mean,
I actually, because I was driving and stuff like that, I didn't get to see Styles and Rusev, so I can't review that match. So that's all you guys.
Well, OJ, what do you, for the AJ Styles match and Rusev?
Rusev was selling those fucking legs like crazy.
Yes, he was. Holy crap, was he?
Actually, honestly, it's my opinion, probably the best match of the night.
AJ Styles and Rusev was my match of the night.
Went 15 minutes. It was a good spot with Aiden English. I liked when he took the turnbuckle pad off, and it ended up being used against Rusev. He was running. AJ was back to the corner. Rusev ran at him. AJ got out of the way. Rusev ended up running headfirst into it. That was a good match.
He legit hit that metal part of the turnbuckle, and I actually thought he may have hit it too hard and concussed himself, because his eyes actually did roll in the back of his head at one point during that.
But and the crowd was fucking hot for this match too.
Yep.
I mean, and Rusev was fucking over.
I know. Like the chants, Travis, you should have heard it, was like they were saying AJ Styles, and then the chant was Rusev Day, and like it was back and forth, and I can't believe it was split in a match against AJ Styles like that.
I could with Rusev. I can.
I mean, yeah, I don't. But I'm saying like majority of AJ Styles matches, it's like he's the over guy, and this match was just like finally, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got to turn that fucking guy babyface. They have to.
They really do. Turning babyface.
Brock get to the U.S. belt in SummerSlam.
Yep, and feud with Nakamura. Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe that is the right choice. But of course, they're gonna do Randy Orton and Nakamura. And it's kind of funny that a couple months ago, Randy Orton and Nakamura was teaming up together to in a feud with Rusev and Aiden English and all that.
Yeah.
And now they've come full circle and they're both heels and they're gonna feud with each other. That's insane.
Makes a lot of sense, right?
That's insane. That's weird. But for this match, this was my match of the night. I just think Rusev is so underrated in the ring. He's so over, and there's just there was a couple of points in this match. I don't know about you, OJ, but I actually thought there was a couple of points where Rusev could win, and I thought it could happen.
Yeah, down the stretch, I definitely felt that was a possibility. I like having that feeling, but I don't know. Rusev's one of those guys, kind of like Ziggler, where, well, I mean, Ziggler did win the belt at one point, but I don't know if the company's ever going to have complete faith in him to be the guy. But god damn it, man. If he wins that world title at some point,
Yeah.
the fucking pop, the fucking place that wherever he wins it, that's going to be a lucky crowd.
Yeah, he's going to get that Mick Foley treatment when Mick Foley won the WWE champion. Rusev, I thought was going to win it when he hit the Masha's. I can't say that word. The
Monster kick.
Yeah. Yep. I thought when he hit that, it was all over. JD in the chat says, match was good but too short and not enough near falls and moves to convince him of a Rusev win, keeping it from great. He said only 17 minutes wasn't enough time.
Yeah, it's a WWE title match. Maybe give me 25. But, I mean, you guys said it was okay. I just have to check it out. I'm going to go back and check that. And I'm going to check out the handicap match again. So.
Yeah, definitely match of the night.
Right on. I'm happy. I'm so happy for Rusev. Here's a guy who, this is all Zack Ryder style, all organic. He did this himself. Yeah, he's done some dumb shit along the way that didn't do him any favors, like breaking kayfabe in like 2015 on Twitter with the engagement. But I gave it to the guy, and he's always, dude. I've been saying it since I ever started podcasting. When he was still doing the monster heel shit with Lana, he's so much better than he's ever been handled. He's what kind of Nikolai Volkov should have been.
Yeah, definitely what Nikolai Volkov should have been.
Yeah, and Nikolai was, God bless Nikolai, but couldn't take Nikolai serious as a world title guy, you know.
Yeah, and I don't know why they're not pulling the trigger on a guy like Rusev and how over he is. I just it's confusing and just you question it. But I see, with AJ Styles being the on the cover of 2K19, they don't want him to lose it. But either way, he's still going to be on the cover. I mean, he doesn't need to have the title. It's not like he's wearing the title in the picture on the game. So.
Yeah. It's just a game.
It's just a game. That shouldn't make you make a decision to keep the title on him just because of that.
You know what else is just a game apparently tonight? Women's title matches on this pay-per-view, because the other one sucked too. It was dumb. The finish was dumb. It was lackluster. It should have been more than what it was if you're going to do Extreme Rules. Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss with Ronda at ringside. Ronda, this shit the bed for me. I didn't enjoy it.
Go ahead, AJ. I'm going to let you go with it first.
Can we get a petition going to have Alexa Bliss never swing an object ever again?
Yes.
There's no impact when she swings. Yeah, no impact when she swung. Was it a friggin' chair? She swung the chair, and I was like, oh god. I was having flashbacks of the briefcase when she was friggin' lunchboxing that shit at Nia. It looks terrible. About this match, well, first of all, I was so confused. Why did Natalya come out with Nia? What happened? I thought that Nia and Ronda were like feuding.
Well, I don't know. It's WWE booking.
They don't even know. They've
They don't even
lost.
Yeah.
They have no clue.
I mean,
Oh,
the only
because it's the fucking Ronda show. The belt is secondary right now in that little angle. It really is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, the only positive I could say about this whole thing was Mickie James is looking fine tonight.
Oh, see, now I need an ice bath, Logan. I'll be back. Yeah, I'll co-sign that. Good God, Mickie James. Good. Jesus God. It's not fair.
I need an ice bath just seeing Alexa Bliss and Zelina Vega. But what's this do for Nia Jax now? You went from one of the most dominant forces, and now I'm second guessing her losing to Mickie James on Hibiki Pro.
Come on in, former NXT talent. There's plenty of other here that you'll know. Is where I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I'll be honest. As a new Hibiki Pro fan, that was a booking decision I did not agree with. I did not agree with Mickie James going over Nia for the belt.
Ooh.
You want to fight?
Logan, you gotta rest up, man. You got a big match.
Well, I mean, let's just say it right now. Let's talk Hibiki Pro, because this match was terrible anyways.
Yeah, fuck this
match. I'm guilty of sin. I booked that. That's my fingerprints all over. That was my decision. I greenlit that. And you know what?
I stand by it. You're not going to please everybody. And I'm sorry you didn't get your Nia Jax fix. Maybe she'll be back at Sweet Revenge.
Yeah, you never know who will be involved in the women's title match at Hibiki Pro presents Sweet Revenge.
Can you do that one more time?
Hibiki Pro presents Sweet Revenge. What?
You.
What about it?
You're just so passionate about it.
Was it good?
It's good stuff. Is it main event time?
Yes, it is.
This should have been so much better. This is what I would have opened the show with, actually. Get them settled in. Let them seats in the live crowd fill up. Let everybody get settled. Fuck yeah! By the time you're into 16-minute territory, everybody's watching the pay-per-view now. Everybody's fresh, all energetic. That's what I would have done. But it's made I'm not gonna rain on it again. You already know my thoughts. The finish was. Well, I get it. Do I hate the finish? As the main event, I hated the finish. Kurt Angle coming out and get that hometown pop. You thought, I don't know. I don't fucking know.
This would have been definitely better booked in the very first match of the night, and then have him come out, because that would have been a better pop from the crowd, because they were so exhausted throughout the night. I don't even think they wanted to see it go on. And I hate when they restart a fucking match, and literally the only time that is given after the fact is literally 1 or 2 minutes, really.
Yeah.
Not even that. What was it? 30 seconds.
It was a spot, like one or two spot.
It's stupid.
It's like the crowd let out their last spurt of energy they had left all night just to yell "burn it down." Then it was just like, let's count to 10 for the rest of the night, because that's all we got. This, you know what? I don't do this a lot because I agree. Like, if the wrestling sucks, I'm a paying fan. I wouldn't go into business for myself, but I'd get bored. But the fans were just jackasses in this main event.
Mm-hmm.
And the first couple times it was fucking funny, I guess. You know what I mean? But those same fucking people, I guarantee you that, counted that Rumble shit down that were there live, are going to get on Twitter and be like, man, why won't they put the belt on Rollins? They need to push him. Well, because of fucking dickheads like you. Because the agents backstage and Vince are watching your reaction, you dumb fucks.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Shit. It's unbelievable. What the fuck do people want? Is always going to be the unanswered question as far as fans for me. It's like it's never enough. We never really know what we want, and it's never good enough when we quote get what we want. And it's this vicious cycle of exhausting fucking bullshit with fans. So stop doing this shit. Unless, if it's Stephanie McMahon out there in a fucking PR segment, a scummy Susan G. Komen segment, any of that shit, do it. Do all that shit. Sing it home for me. But come on, when you want a guy you like to get pushed, don't sabotage his fucking career. It's common sense. Yep. I'm done.
Okay.
Sorry.
Good. No, I agree with you 110% on that, Travis. But I do want to get OJ's opinion. What do you think, OJ?
I thought it was a good match for what it was. Ziggler, I don't know. Ziggler going over at this point, it's like, you won a WWE main event title match, and I should feel happy because I like Ziggler, but I think they've kind of ruined him to some degree. It was okay. A lot of pinfalls, especially for only a 30-minute Iron Man match. And then about 20 minutes in, I had to mute that fucking crowd. I was done. I could not hear 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I just couldn't deal with it anymore.
Yeah.
OJ, you're a big Ziggler fan. How do you feel about him joining Kai and Tai?
Oh, with the Evil?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And same colors as Kai and Tai. Was that his tribute to Kai and Tai?
Was that?
I don't know. I hope so. Then I love Ziggler so much if it was.
But you know what? The Evil was in yellow. So if it was in white, maybe.
Oh, and you know what? You know what? Kai and Tai put little Japanese flags on their tights. There wasn't a Japanese flag anymore. Damn it! Almost Logan.
It could have been a homage to him. Just didn't put everything on it.
Oh, Logan.
And then the 15 seconds at the end there where they restarted the match and pins them right away.
I don't like that. I hate that.
It was stupid.
If you're gonna restart the match, give us another 10-15 minutes of the match.
Especially, and you know what's funny is that's exactly what I thought when it was it was like only 10:30, and I was like, oh shit, like.
Can you imagine?
Kurt might just come out here and say, we're gonna do it over again. We're gonna do another 30 minutes right here.
That would have been fucking fantastic.
I actually thought we were gonna get Ambrose come out and fend off Drew McIntyre and make his return at the end in the finish, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, Dean Ambrose returns, fights Drew McIntyre to the back. Jason Jordan comes in and calls Seth Rollins the match, starting their feud.
I'm so glad they didn't do that. I don't want to see that feud. I just want to see Alpha back together.
I don't.
And then Hogan comes down and beats the shit out of Jason Jordan because racism.
That's how you close the show at 2 in the morning, right there. Talk about tying a bow on the present. Excuse me.
But other than that, Jay just made my night on that one. He's like, racism.
I think Shelton Benjamin came up and gave him a big old handshake backstage today.
Apparently they did.
Oh, you know what? And that's. Have you guys ever heard the Michael Tarver story? The Michael Tarver Vince McMahon story?
During the meeting, where he called him, "Great question, Shelton."
Is that what it was? I thought it was he saw him in the back and he was like, "Sheldon, you still work here?"
Michael Tarver allegedly raised his hand during a meeting and asked a question, and after the question, and Vince was about to answer before he goes, "Great question, Shelton," and then just answered the question. You know what it was? It's because Michael Tarver wasn't wearing his fucking bank robber bandana on his face. Then he would have recognized him. That's how Vince tells him apart. That's what he does.
Oh my gosh.
God, Michael, I'm so glad that guy decided to quit professional wrestling. Jesus Christ.
In a positive
it's like
note,
Balrog from Street Fighter. Sorry, Logan.
JD says Nia Jax is another that needs a moveset tweak like Roman. Then he also said they pulled the trigger on Drew McIntyre interfering too early in the match. As soon as that pop was over, the match went into rest holds, and that was it for the crowd. It looked like an Evil Knievel tribute to me, by the way. That's what JD said for the Dolph Ziggler.
I agree. And you know what? I don't have to agree with certain things to understand that they work and it makes business sense. Why are you not picking up on events like the G1, all these other promotions that just let guys go out there and don't do the stupid dumbass shit like we just saw, the guy broke his neck in Japan, but just reasonable, hard-hitting, strong-style wrestling that's entertaining. Why? They wonder why. And they wonder why fans, you could have replaced this with any of the matches I've seen in the past couple of days from the G1 and would have gotten over, and it could have been an hour. It's just the pacing. They're not letting the guys do the shit that gets them over to get them signed in the first place, like we always say. And it's just, none of us are shocked coming into the final grade of the show tonight. I'm sure none of us are shocked that this was mediocre and lackluster as a show as a whole, because we expect nothing less anymore at this point. I don't care if it's right now.
And speaking of what you just said about, just letting the talent go out there and do their own thing, give them a chance to, show what they can do without writing their promos and all that. Why the hell did Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler in the kickoff have to wear earphones to be told what to say? Just let them go out there and cut their promos and give them a chance to say whatever they want, and maybe they can get themselves over, because that's the only way you'll know if they can get over by themselves, not being told.
I'm telling you, man. We're in an era of pro wrestling I've never seen before. We are finally in an era of wrestling where the promos don't fucking matter as much as they used to. It's not what gets the hottest wrestling stars in the world right now, as far as, the IWC, or none of them, they're good promos, but it's all about the in-ring. It's at an unbelievable pace we've never seen before in the history of wrestling, and WWE isn't getting that because why would they do anything that's out of their realm, that they don't know any better? So they still think we're in that era of the guy has to talk more than work, and no. And yes, at 2 a.m, I'm saying it one more time for you, Logan, they gotta flip it. Jesus Christ, they need to flip it. They're doing it backwards. I'm done saying that, I promise. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm going to say it one more time. I'm done talking about this. You know what I mean?
I give the show a solid, in the middle of the road C. Maybe a C plus because of the obviously the Rusev match might raise it for me if I go back to see it, but other things, maybe I give it a C plus, but I'm gonna give it a C for me.
What do you think, OJ?
I'd have to agree with Travis, probably a C plus, because I think Money in the Bank, just comparing it to last month, that was a better show, and I gave that a solid B.
I can't believe I'm about to say this, but just one more comment about the main event. Seth Rollins had a better match with The Miz than Dolph Ziggler. And we legit said that was the match of the night at Backlash, okay? And it helped grade that pay-per-view just a little bit, right? And Rusev and AJ Styles did help a little bit tonight. It was the match of the night for me. But I have to go and say this show was still a D for me.
Really? That low?
Yeah. There's just, the only big spot that was so extreme about this pay-per-view was KO through the announce table off the cage. That's it.
I can't argue with that. If you take that moment out of the show, it might get a D for me too. Maybe that's what's keeping it afloat for me.
There was more regular matchups than there was extreme matches. Like there was, let's just say it right now, we had a tables match to start the kickoff, and then halfway through the show we had the cage match that was a little extreme in quotation marks. And then the Extreme Rules match that wasn't even extreme at all. It was just lackluster. Actually, thinking about it now, I kind of want to keep lowering my grade and put it in F.
Really? I don't know, man.
And F is what I just reviewed on Union Smack. Go watch Rampage 93. That's an F. I wouldn't say it's that low, honestly.
No, I'm not saying like what they put on in the ring. I'm saying booking this pay-per-view to be what the title is, they didn't do that at all. There's nothing Extreme Rules about it. So, but in ring, yes, I'll give it a D. But booking it as this pay-per-view's title, an F.
I guess from a booking standpoint, from just that, from how they booked the WWE title and Intercontinental title, then I'll give that an F, you know. But other than that, I can't give the show an F. That's too harsh.
I'm giving the show a D, but I'm saying, like, for...
Yeah, no, I'm just saying.
This shouldn't even be... Extreme Rules should just be cut as a pay-per-view at this point, because it was no extreme at all. There was none whatsoever.
But then they lose money, and God forbid we do that. You know.
Change the pay-per-view name, bring back Great Balls of Fire. You can have Nakamura in the fucking main event.
You know what? You know what? I'll end the show on my end on a controversial note. I did not hate the Great Balls of Fire theme. Come at me. I liked the 50s theme of the pay-per-view. I'd like to see it come back too. Yeah.
It was great.
So whatever. I know it looked like a dick and balls, people, but I don't care. I liked it.
The weird, the Cadillac match graphic that they would do.
I know. I didn't like it. Should have brought it back, and there was no extreme about this fucking pay-per-view, so I'm done even talking about it. We have more extreme on our fucking thumbnail than what we saw tonight. We actually have blood. So fuck you, WWE. I'm done.
The morning OJ's more extreme.
Exactly.
I seriously thought you just ended the stream when you cut that promo. I thought, oh, are we done?
No. But Matt, yes, we are still going. But we're done now. I'm pissed off. But okay, I guess we can before we end the stream, OJ, where can everybody follow you and on your social media, sir?
You can find me at OJ I can't even talk now. OJ the Juice on Twitter. I'm actually typing it in the chat right now. You can catch me on Future Entertainment with Logan Myers doing the morning OJ. Hopefully we'll be having some news coming out this week for our next show. And yeah, thanks for having me on tonight, guys.
Thank you, OJ.
Yeah.
First time getting to do a show with Vicky. I'm sorry.
You're sorry.
I'm just messing, Travis. Travis, again, thank you for doing the simulcast with me and having me on your channel as well.
Man, thank you. And the pleasure's all on the other end, OJ. Thank you for finally coming on once again. I'm sorry about the tech issues. You're surprised, had some stream issues on my channel, but for those of you that stuck around for the first 20 minutes that I streamed on my channel, thank you, but, you know, you flocked to Logan, so thank you, JD, thank you, SnareX. Anyone else stop by? Matt, I know you said just swooped in, right?
Yeah, and Ray Jr. also just commented. He said, great Impact pay-per-view.
Yeah. At the Hibiki TMD on Twitter, Hibiki TMD YouTube. All the goodness. Thank you guys.
Yep. And you guys can always check me out on Twitter at Logan Myers 144. And yes, you can don't miss the morning OJ with Logan Myers hopefully this week. And go hit that like, that subscribe, and always enjoy the content we're throwing out there. And yes, everybody that's listening, if you're new to this channel, go over to the Hibiki TMD channel and subscribe to him, because Travis is one of the most underrated guys in the YouTube business, so go ahead and do that now and follow everybody. But other than that, this is Extreme Rules Post Show, and thanks for listening, and thank you everybody to the chat.